Milo, is that you?
There, I think I got it.
I like trains.
Trains are boring.
I have no idea how this is going to sound.
They can't even see me. I'm fine. I don't want to be seen.
We see you every week.
Yeah, we know what you look like, Ken.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do this.
I think we'll start out by apologizing to the audience.
For what? I haven't done anything yet.
Well, because I've been having it going for now 2 minutes now.
I haven't said anything bad yet.
Yeah, but the sound is so
keyword
shady.
I am so politically correct. It's just crazy.
And that has what to do with anything.
I won't say anything bad.
No, it's not that what you're saying. It's the sound is marginal at best.
Now you're getting marginal sound from us?
Yeah, it's marginal. It's like, what does it sound like, guys? Like they have their head in a bucket or something?
A little bit.
It's kind of boomy.
Except for Mike Budde. And
No,
Mike Budde sounds
not
great.
turning it up.
What's that, Joshua?
Okay, I won't turn it up.
Ken's messing with the soundboard again. And
See, now that sounded good.
I don't know why it sounds so good. Don't know what I just did.
There we go. That's better.
all right.
I have no idea what I just did.
Well, don't do it anymore or any less.
So okay. So just so the audience knows, we're 3 minutes and 40 seconds into this, almost 4 minutes. And what we've done is usually there are no cameras, but tonight we're going to talk to Ken Patterson, the world-renowned Ken Patterson, and his two buddies, Joshua Barton and Mike Budde, aka also known as the Cheech and Chong of model railroading.
Very true.
And they're great guys because they can take a joke. So now, Ken, I'm looking at I have a vision of you. I can see your basement, and in the background, now Joshua's lighting up. You guys are heavy smokers.
You need lights. There's lights here.
See, you don't have to have the camera on because we don't want everyone to know that.
Well, you just lighting up a cigarette, though.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Stand up for yourself. Be a man.
Get near the microphone,
Right.
Ken.
I fought for 15 or 20 years to have this right.
You know, they just passed a thing that TSA is going to let legal marijuana go on planes now.
So you're going to start flying again?
Yeah,
What
You
about
mean
the
like chewables?
pilots exclusively, actually. So.
Okay.
Like chewables?
Nice.
No, like you can bring marijuana onto a plane wrapped up in a container in your carry-on or your checked luggage now. And all you do is have to have your legal marijuana licensing, a copy of it there.
I don't know why we don't own a chain of stores. We could be getting so rich right now.
Yeah, well, there's a lot into it. So,
No.
but yeah, they just passed that this week. The TSA said that they're letting that go from legal state to legal state now.
So
You heard it here
Joshua,
first.
is that important for you, Joshua? Like, do you have a medical thing or something?
I do. I have a medical card. I've
And
been medical since Missouri went medical.
how about you, Mike? Where you fit in on this?
I'm a casual observer.
So suave.
Hander.
It's cheaper that way.
It is. It sure is.
So just so everybody know, you guys came to see us once at Rochelle about 5 years ago, Rochelle, Illinois. We were having our picnic, and this car pulls up, and nobody could see who was inside it. Until you rolled down the windows and went, "Hey, it's Joshua and Mike from Ken's show."
I don't believe it was that dramatic, but that could have happened.
Well, no, that's writer's embellishment.
Foggy memories.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's just ignore Ken for this entire show.
He'd be fine with that.
Well, he's so far from the microphone. Hey, so anyways, I'm looking at your Ken. I'm looking at your layout now, and it doesn't look like anything that I remember. Why is it so changed?
I'm gonna build a new one. I decided. I was tired of the old one. It's been around for 25 years. I kept changing it.
And what happened to it?
It's in the backyard now in a big pile. It's really obnoxious. If we burned it right now, we would suffocate this part of South St. Louis. It'd be like Chernobyl. It'd be like some natural disaster.
Yeah.
Birds would drop out of the sky.
Foam sure
Rain
is
would turn
flammable.
black.
So
are you
Go
are
ahead.
you getting rid of the whole layout? Are you redoing it all, or just?
Yes, and more yes.
All right.
And why is that? Why are you getting rid of the
It's
whole
gotta be
layout?
double tracked.
Ken,
I just released a video at Model Railroad Hobbyist magazine, the May 2026.
I don't watch any of your videos.
You're missing out, baby. In this video, I put my heart into it. It's only 30 minutes long, but I don't know. There's like 5,000 photographs in it.
You're
I watched it. It was great.
help me out. Help me out here, Joshua. You know what I'm leading up to.
so on December 13th of 2025.
That's old news. I don't even talk about that anymore.
we haven't talked about it on the show, so there's a lot of people that don't watch our show but listens to Lionel's show. Yeah, a lot of people watch
our
yes.
show.
Well, you got part of that, right? They don't. There's not a lot of people that listen to Lionel's show.
There's a few that listen to Lionel's.
Oh, nice.
On December 13th of 2025, they shot a show here in the evening. And then after the show, we usually have trains running. Ken started a train and walked around most of the room and got most of the switches set. And then walked upstairs and made some coffee and was getting ready to leave the building to go get his son. And they smelled something and ran downstairs, and there was the layout on fire. And what had happened was the train went all the way around, but the very last turnout was not checked, and the train engine got caught up on the switch, and it continued to get power until the train combusted. And in return, the train being on fire set the foam on fire under it. And as the fire expanded, it crawled up the wall and got the ceiling tiles. And luckily, Ken's getting ready to walk out the door, and they smelled something, ran downstairs, and he was able to use 2 fire extinguishers, both that were from 1985.
1984.
1984, and managed to put the fire out, and the foam was still smoldering. So he picked out the entire portion of the layout that was foam and chucked it outside, and managed to save his entire house.
Now, when you say like on fire, were there like flames?
There was there were 4.5 foot high flames.
It was a dragon.
It was very scary to watch. So about 3 weeks before, Ken had the idea to put up security cameras all around the layout. And over the next 2 weeks, he expanded from having a couple cameras to very many cameras that covered almost the whole layout. And it was great because on 2 TVs, you could watch the train run around the entire basement. And so the cameras caught the fire. And in watching the fire, we determined everything. We could see from a camera through a reflection on a window. We could actually see the train start to combust.
Yeah, the locomotive and the tender was lined up just right in that reflection to see what had happened.
And it took Ken and I probably a good hour and 45 minutes of watching it. And then all I said was, look, the reflection sees everything.
It took us 3 weeks to discover that. The first week, me and State Farm, it was my fault. It was my wiring. It was my spray booth. I was convinced it was me. And I was embarrassed at my construction, setting my own house on fire. And then we figured out that the camera system had sound on it. I had no idea that these things had sound. So I was like, gee whiz, what have I said down here in the last 3 weeks? It's been recorded. Anyway, so now we could hear that the spray booth wasn't even turned on. Well, what the hell? It was the chirping sound of the Digitrack system that chirped for like from the initial moment that the fire went, it chirped for like 13 minutes through the whole episode. It's all recorded. It's all there on a video that 52,000 people have already watched on our YouTube site, the What's Neat
And
podcast.
you could hear the engine try and start up again, and that's
Over
every
and
time
over
we-
again.
over and over and
Yeah.
over. So she's just got power. The whole system did not completely shut down. It just kept trying to reboot and reset, and it fried. It started a fire. Now, I did not have a circuit breaker in the line. Okay, I was relying on the Digitrack. I read the book. The book said the thing will shut down and try to, my NCE system's got a Digitrack. It's got a circuit breaker in it from NCE. I think one that they make. So I've never had an issue with that. But at night, when we're done shooting a show, and you got Jeff Meyer's kids here, and you got Daniel, you got these young puppies here, they don't want to use their cell phones to run their trains, their throttles. Well, I can't do that with my NCE system. I didn't buy the add-on part that's available from Australia. I wanted to, I just haven't done it yet. So it's easy to flip on the Digitrack system because it's got the LNY Wi-Fi system that picks up into everybody's cell phone so they can run their trains and be happy. And so that's why that night we were running the Digitrack system, which works fine. I've been using it for 27 years with no problems. Digitrack sent me my first system in 1991. I did an article in Rail Model Journal about the DCS 150 that they sent to me. Thank you, Zaina. I've always been a fan of Digitracks. I've always been a fan of NCE because they both simply work. Now, if I would have had a circuit breaker in the line, this wouldn't have happened. If I would have checked the switch, this wouldn't have happened. If I would have came downstairs 5 minutes earlier, I would have been pissed, but this wouldn't have happened.
Are there any incidents? Are there many moments in a day when you're not pissed?
I got the best life in the world. I'm so happy all the time, man.
So
Nothing worries me.
So if you go to 38 minutes and 30 seconds on the fire video, which is on Ken Patterson, if you go to YouTube and you put Ken Patterson, What's Neat This Week, if you just put in Ken Patterson, then many choices come up. And you go to 38 minutes and 30 seconds on the video, there is like a full-blown raging fire down in the corner.
Yeah, it's right here by the window, right where I'm sitting.
Broke out the picture window.
Yep.
Shattered the
That
glass.
was a brand new.
And what is
I
that?
just got a bid for $22,000 to replace that window.
What is that swings open like as the fire is raging? It and about
The door.
You see
I opened the door to throw it so I could throw Kimswick out the door because it was on fire. And even though the fire extinguisher,
oh yeah, there you are coming in. Now, okay, wow, this is like
the fire extinguisher put it out, but the foam wanted to relight. The foam kept wanting to relight. So I said, screw it. I just picked up the whole module and threw it out. I wish I would have put it out because all of Kimswick burned. It stopped at the river. The fire stopped right at the water line.
who's this Kimswick fellow you speak of?
It's a bridge south of us, 7 miles in a town called Kimswick. It was the bridge that I modeled was built in 1902. Prior to that, there was a 3-truss set of bridges across there. It was for the old Missouri Pacific line that was called what's it called?
It was Missouri, Illinois at the time.
The mountain, the Iron
Mountain.
It was
Iron
called
Southern,
the Iron Mountain Railroad, and it was a commuter line before they had buses during the stagecoach time. So people could catch the train down in Kimswick and ride it downtown to go to work. It was a commuter service that ran right behind my house. There was another station just down the street from me called Grimsley Station. So it was what back in the old days, back at the turn of the century of the early 1900s, it was the commuter service for this little area. It's how this area really got developed. It was the railroad that created Oakville and everything here because the farmers could get their supplies easier.
Right.
So I'm looking at this video and I see a reflection. What is that? Is that like a screen or something on the opposite side of the room?
That's a shop window. I got the window lined in plexiglass to keep the sound and the dust out of the layout room.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. I see the two. Okay. So that's I'm looking at the like this is a roaring blaze.
It burned full blown for 7.5 minutes.
And so you happened to have a couple of fire extinguishers around?
Yeah, they've always been down here as background props. They make the studio look fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who all was in the house?
Me, Holly, and that was it.
That was it.
Me and Holly.
Okay, so Joshua and Mike, you guys had already left?
Yeah, they've been gone for 25 minutes. I was just going up to get coffee. I was going to come downstairs, watch CNN and relax and just chill because as soon as we shoot a show, it's like It's like all of a sudden, when it comes time to relax, you get your brain back again and you can think.
Yeah, I know. I have the same problem because of my co-hosts.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I like having no trouble doing a show. It's not that much effort, but I can see why
So-
Lionel needs that time now.
So, question for Mike.
So let
when
me
it was all
hang on. Let me introduce all you guys to Ken because I know he's huge fans of you guys. Isn't that right, Ken?
What are you talking about now?
Thanks, Ken.
Welcome to the AML.
in the studio,
right now.
so in the studio we have David Lund, who lives in Whiting, Illinois, which is very near Chicago. He's a huge Ken Patterson fan.
I
And
can't.
then-
s-
And
yeah,
then
you guys need to turn your videos on,
come on,
so
man.
so we
This
can
is
see.
not-
Okay, we can turn them back on for this. So
yeah,
that,
for
like, you
this
can
part.
actually know
Okay,
who the
we'll
heck
turn
he's
them back
talking
on
about
for that.
or two.
And then we have that's David Lund. He's in the green shirt, and he's got. And then wave, David. There you go. And then we have Daniel. We can't. There you go, Daniel. There's
There we
Daniel.
go.
So that's Daniel Banks. He lives in Anderson, Illinois, just about 30 miles from Indianapolis.
So hold on. Both
We
David
both
and
live
I
in
actually
Indiana.
live in Indiana, not Illinois.
Did I say Illinois?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So raise your hand to tell who you are.
Actually, turn Joshua's gain down just a smidge. Or actually, Joshua, you don't have to get quite as close to the microphone.
I see a layout running.
Okay, who's the gentleman in the blue shirt?
That is Roger Coleman, and he's in Nashville, Tennessee.
Hi,
And
Rod.
he was
Hi,
a
Roger.
he was
Are
a
you
ro-
a rock
he,
star?
he was a roadie for Garth Brooks.
No, I wasn't.
And over here, this guy in the white T-shirt and what is wave there, Marcus?
We just had Nick Campbell here from Leonard Skinner. Saturday
Yeah.
night.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's right. So wave again, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus.
That is
Hello.
Marcus Newbacher, and he is the director of the foundation for the North Carolina Transportation Museum.
Oh, very cool.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah,
and the AML's most eligible
and
bachelor.
the AML's
Yeah.
most
Don't forget
eligible
that part.
bachelor.
Nice.
Are we boring you, Ken?
Yeah.
He just
I'm
did it.
bored, but yeah.
And then me, I know I look like Jack Lord from Hawaii Five-0,
You
but
do.
this
don't
is,
you?
but
I
I'm
love
actually
it.
just Lionel Strang, world-renowned model railroader. Many covers on the Model Railroader magazine. I had a column in it for years. Was an associate editor for many years, and now I'm just a guy with a podcast.
a good podcast.
It's a good podcast. I have a tendency to annoy some people, but other than that,
So for the people that haven't heard other of his podcasts, Lionel is the one that actually got me to even know about Ken Patterson.
Why is your bass so high? It sounds so high.
I don't know.
Is that the characteristic of the microphone?
turn
it must
my
be.
down?
I can
Turn
turn
That
it.
or his testosterone level, one or the other.
Oh yeah, that's right, isn't it, Josh? You were listening to my podcast.
The bass.
Hold on. I got to deal with Ken for a minute.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus. All right, we'll talk amongst ourselves. Sit down, Josh. You're making me nervous. Ken, step away from the control board.
He is away from you.
I know. I can see him. You've aged, after the fire, Ken.
God.
I am 24. I don't know what you're talking about.
The years haven't been kind to you at all, have they?
What are you talking about?
Wow.
You're looking dancing the shit. What are you talking about? I can still beat you in a race.
Okay.
Yeah, how's that hip, Lionel?
Yeah. So I'm interested
Ken's
because
still using his first one.
yeah,
Yeah, right?
sweet.
Lisa's not up on that one.
Hey, you know what is interesting for you three guys, Ken and Joshua and Mike? This is by coincidence Daniel's last show that he's going to be on.
Honor for being on here. Then.
Now all their pictures are gone
Yeah,
again.
they're hiding again.
So okay. So now I'm interested, Ken.
I was watching the guy's train run.
I know, but I want to know, Ken, like I'm looking at this video. This video is unbelievable when you look at it.
I
Like
love you. Thank you.
Hmm.
It's therapeutic.
Yes,
It is.
Yes.
We don't
We have a
Absolutely.
Wednesday night chat on the old AML Nation, and we watch Roger's train go around.
There's a bird nest on the
Quite
N-scale layout. Go get the layout. We can run it. We have an N-scale layout. It works.
Okay, are you ready?
I have a point-to-point.
Yeah. Can listen to Lionel.
Thank you, Joshua.
Just wait till we start recording this.
Yeah. So, Ken, people want to know, like I want to know, but people are going to want to know. I ask great questions, by the way. So I see you in this video running towards the fire. Like, what was the first thought in your head when you came downstairs? Like, for people that haven't seen the video, this is a legitimate roaring blaze inside Ken's house in his basement on his layout. Like, when you came downstairs and first saw it, like, can you verbalize what your thoughts were? Verbalize means talk.
So that's what he wanted to do at that
That
moment.
means to think and talk at the same time.
There was no thinking. The only time I remember thinking was right before I squeezed the trigger, wanting to know if they were going to work or not.
Yeah, I bet. Well, that's it. Very
The
interesting.
option was going to be blankets or something.
It was
I would have hauled everything outside.
it was cold outside.
It was
all of-
13 degrees.
Right.
The garden hose was froze up.
That's a great thought, though. That is a very insightful thought. That's
Once that fire extinguisher worked, baby, I was king, baby. I got you. I got this now. Now, the next thing was to breathe the air for 10 minutes and not die.
Wow.
And as soon as I got done with that adventure and breathing black smoke, I then couldn't wait to have a freaking cigarette. God, I was like looking at the fireman. I need a cigarette right now.
So how long was it until you called the fire department? Like with
Holly called them immediately. As soon as I got downstairs, she's like, should I call 911? And I was like, don't do anything yet. And as soon as I rounded the corner and I saw the size of what I had to deal with, yes, call them, please. I didn't say that. I said, yeah. Call them right now. I edited that out of the tape.
okay, well, I guess I'll edit that out of the tape too now.
No, it's really crass of me to say that. I don't use those words around her like that. But at that very moment, it was like, yeah, hurry up and call them. They didn't get here for 10 minutes. It would have been a catastrophe if I waited around for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mike, where were you when you heard about this, Mike?
Well, it was the next morning, actually, early the next morning, I saw a text from him. You know, the room where we sat was just in total burned shambles. It just took a while for it to register.
Like,
I
did he send
texted
you
WTF.
Did he send you pictures? Like,
Yeah, 2 pictures, and I was
With
able
no
to recognize
words.
it. Yeah,
I didn't send you no words.
yeah, there was nothing, just photographs, and I was like, "Holy!"
So, Mike, once you saw that, did you tell Ken that he should have just kept the layout analog and that would have never happened?
No, it's a thought.
Oh, man.
now what about you,
So,
Josh? Go ahead, Daniel.
Uh,
I was just going to ask Ken, did you want to be a fireman as a kid ever? And did that get the fix in for being a fireman?
No, I didn't want to be.
No, you didn't want to be a
I'm
fireman.
glad these damn things worked. I'm just glad it all worked
No
out.
kidding.
I'm
No
just
kidding.
off.
You take a lot of that stuff for granted. It sits around because you don't need it. And then when you do, it might not be good. I'm glad they did work for.
I'm glad there was
Yeah.
2 of them because they don't last very long either.
Yeah.
No.
You know, when I saw that video, the next day we went and got fire extinguishers for down here and a new one for up in the kitchen and a fire blanket. And it was like a wake up call. So
for me as well.
If there was a fire alarm in the basement, I would have been down here before it turned into a monster. I would have been down here. I would have known it. But there weren't any because I smoked cigarettes and I figured they'd go off all the time.
Yeah, like if you go to like 34 minutes on this video, that's when it just really starts. Now I've got like Ken, I've known you to be an honest man. All for the years, the decades and decades that we've known each other. I've known you to be a very honest man, to record things and to tell things as they actually happen. But I'm a little concerned. Would you like to know? Would you like to know why?
I can tell he's waiting with bated breath.
Well, you keep saying that this happened on December 13th, and right on the video, it's timestamped December 14th at 12:19.
Yeah,
so I hope when you filled out the forms, you told the insurance company it was the correct date.
I never set the dates on those cameras. Who cares about dates? I wanted to see the trains. We were trying to set up really good perspectives. We kept going lower and lower and lower with the camera. And I finally discovered if you put the cameras in place where I would shoot the layout from, you're going to get some spectacular run-bys. And so now all of a sudden it was great to watch the TVs down here because every run-by was a treat.
It was like rail cam.
I mean, look at it going across the Kimswick module right before she burned up. That was beautiful.
Wow, so it had nothing to do with security at all.
I haven't even paid for that engine. I'm still making payments in that engine. The engine was only 8 days old.
Well, what kind of locomotive was it?
It was a beautiful S1 turbine locomotive.
Like from who? Like who's the manufacturer?
Mm.
Well, but it's got nothing.
Did you get it on a fire sale?
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's irrelevant to what manufacturer engine it is because I think any engine could have done that. I've gotten a lot of pictures from a whole bunch of people since the event of burnt engines on people's layout. This is nothing new. We've gone through this before. I've melted locomotives down here in the past, just the side frames on turnouts. This isn't about getting anybody's goat. That's
I know. I was just.
I am not suing anybody, although I'm sure I could if I wanted to. I'm not.
But this is a hard hitting. We ask the hard hitting questions here.
This is all about us learning together on how to be safe on toy trains.
Right.
And in my opinion, for someone to have to go out and spend between $500 and $700 on a system to run their trains, and then they've got to spend another $70 so they don't have to burn their house down is wrong. It should be built into the system across the board. All systems should be set up so that some goofball like me that doesn't know what he's doing isn't going to accidentally kill his family with his toy trains. That's the whole point of this. It's not about what locomotive and what manufacturer are we going to make look bad. The fact is, across the board, anybody who makes an electronic piece of equipment, you shouldn't have to spend extra money for an extra piece so you don't burn your house down. I understand distributions of networks and splitting up the layout in various distributions, so you're going to need multiple circuit breakers. I understand that's probably why it's designed the way it is. And it's written explicitly in the instructions to use circuit breakers. So this is my fault that I didn't use one. But on the other hand, it should be built into the system, don't you think?
Marcus?
Yes.
Did we not just stumble across like an earth-shattering fact that we unveiled an earth-shattering fact because
it's politically incorrect. It's politically incorrect.
Is your name Marcus? Is your name Marcus?
No, but you just got me going because that's the part.
Trigger.
I wish I could sue somebody because I'm the psychological nonsense that I'm going through. The interruption in my life, the interruption in my daily ability to make money. All of this is costing me a great deal of money and mentalness. That part, if it were possible to recover something for that, I think I deserve that because this is a big pain in the ass what I'm going through right now.
Daniel, is my microphone on?
It is, but Kim was having a moment. He was being very honest and vulnerable there. I can appreciate that, man, because it does. It looks like it sucked. The studio's gone. I mean, I've watched a couple of your videos since, but you know.
Oh, the divorce was a picnic compared to this,
right?
So, Marcus,
yes.
I think we uncovered a really important, hard hitting fact. Because Ken, our pal Ken Patterson here, a.k.a. the dude, is one of the most well-known model railroaders of today's modern era, of today's social media. Shut up, Ken, I'm talking. I've
do my work. That's all. I just have made some beautiful images. People appreciate. They get good feelings out of it. I trigger their imagination, and it's just an art. I'm an artist, and I've reached into people's minds and brought them pleasure. That's who I am.
Hello, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Can anybody hear me?
Go ahead, Toronto. You're live on the air.
So, anyways, Marcus, I'm just thinking that we know Ken to be one of the modern era, one of social media's era, one of his more well-known, he's one of the most well-known model railroaders around the globe. And yet we just discovered that he told us he knows nothing about what he's doing. Mm-hmm. I think that's a valuable fact that we've uncovered, that Ken doesn't know anything about what he's doing. I'm just pulling your leg, Ken. That's part of I just having.
That's the problem.
We'll put something in it.
Hey, we're doing a show.
The guy talking in my ear. Hold on.
What's he doing now, Joshua?
Oh, he's trying to. I don't know.
Okay.
Put your headphones on.
Put your headphones back on, Ken. Somebody tell Ken to put his headphones on.
Ken, put your headphones on. There you go.
Ken just needs a moment.
I think he has it upside down or backwards.
I have a good question for him. Tell him I got a really good question.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, are you there, Ken?
I don't know.
Go ahead, St. Louis. So, Ken, I think we need to touch on this, how you said how difficult this has been for you, because it's important for people who have it's number one, it's vitally important that you're sharing this with everybody so that people can realize, get some fire extinguishers, get some safety equipment, get fire alarms, get whatever they can in the basement. Don't rely on their own expertise, because model railroaders all have varying levels of expertise. So I think it's vital that you're sharing this. Are you there, Ken?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about if we don't leave the room with our trains running?
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, but lots of people do that. Roger, you must do that all the time. You love having your trains running.
Well, like I said, one of the things I learned from Ken's experience is when I go upstairs, even if it's for a minute, I stop the trains.
Oh,
I don't shut everything down, but I stop them from running. And I used to just let them go.
Here.
And another thing is, it's really important to have fire extinguishers. Me being a chef, I've had to use many fire extinguishers. I've had 2 major fires in 2 major kitchens over my lifespan so far. And, it made me think. I went out and bought more fire extinguishers. And then I put a bunch of smoke detectors in the house because I only had a couple of them at the time. And, it's better to be safe than sorry. And you very much see on the video that 30 seconds to a minute can be the difference between it taking the whole house up or just a portion,
What's that big pipe you've got there, Ken?
It's
pipe. Is that some kind of medical device?
I think
Is that some sort of medical apparatus you have there, Ken?
Yeah, I think I need some medical apparatus myself.
Come on over.
So, okay, but you know what?
Hi, Randy.
Before this, but one of the things I did with my home in Florida, it had battery-powered fire alarms.
And you got the electric ones?
I got them hardwired so that you don't rely on batteries. Yep. So I think that's an important fact, too. Like if you end up relying on battery-powered fire alarms, you can easily lose those pretty quickly. I mean, this is a huge deal. Oh, he's taking his headset off again. Mike, can you help me here, buddy?
Yeah, he's letting his son listen to it.
Oh, get another headset then.
Oh, that'll take us another 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Exactly.
That's Landon.
Hello.
Right. We can for everybody, this is an audio podcast, so for everybody that can't see it, we can see that Ken has his son Landon. So okay. So Mike, when you came over to the house for the first time, when you saw it, like what was your first thought?
Well, it was just hard to believe. I mean, because I've been coming over here for, 30 years or so. No, it's just, he had already done a lot of work. I probably didn't come over for like 4 or 5 days.
Well, how about this for a question? Did it look so extensive that it was kind of like took your breath away because you're thinking, wow, this was like a real fire?
Oh, yeah. After the fire department left, Ken started knocking down ceiling tiles. And
no, I did that before they got here, right?
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was after they were gone.
No, dude, I had to knock out all the ceiling tiles to get the fire out from the rafters because she ran all the way across to the furnace.
Yeah.
Did the fire run all the way across the furnace? Like it got in behind the ceiling tile?
It got above the ceiling tiles. It ran up inside between joists.
And you put all of this out with 2 fire extinguishers?
Yeah, they were all alligatored. They were gator skinned. If you know what gator skin looks like, it's charred wood. They were they were charged a 1/4 inch deep. I thought about sandwiching one of them, but the more I studied it, it's so structural, I didn't have to. But I was ready to bolt it up and straddle it with 2 more 2x8s.
Okay, so Joshua and Mike. So, like, were you guys just like, Joshua? I'll ask you. Were you just like flabbergasted by this whole thing?
Well, so he sent me pictures of probably 2:00 in the morning that morning, and I woke up at 5 a.m. to go to work, and I started calling him. Didn't get an answer, of course, but I mean, that was very traumatic just seeing the pictures.
Right.
And then the first time I came in, it was, there was some trauma there. This is a mecca for people, People come from all over the world to come to Ken Patterson's basement.
Well, I guess I had to fill out the John Allen trilogy.
Oh my God. At least you've got a sense of humor about it.
Oh my God. I cried when I read his book and I got on the last page of that book. I literally was sitting on the couch crying. Isn't that weird?
No.
I was probably 23 years old when that book came out.
So you were so you saw the pictures at 5 o'clock. You tried calling, and he's usually up by then.
Well, it depends on if he's in a day schedule or a night schedule, but I didn't get to talk to him till later on that day. And I think I waited about a week before I actually came over here because I'm not good with a lot of stuff like that. I'm a guy of structure and I don't know. I was afraid it would trigger me a lot more, and it did a little bit, because this is a safe place, I don't know. I don't have the words to describe this basement. It's Ken and Mike are my best friends. And this is our clubhouse. This is our hangout.
Yeah, our fort.
Yeah, your fort. Yeah, I like that.
And
this is our own country. This isn't even part of the United States. This is my own little. We got our own military. We have our own security. We have our own banking system.
We do.
Yes,
Does that have a name?
Wow,
you
cool.
guys have been getting paid zeros for how many years now?
Well, I pay my guys triple that. So
Yeah, we're on the same payment plan.
This is. I've made so many great memories here over the years. RPMs are like family reunions. We'll have 50 or 60 people outside in the yard. I've met so many great people here. So many legends in the industry have came through here since I've known Ken. And, I'm glad that it's being rebuilt into something bigger, better, stronger.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way that he's thinking about going with it. It's so different than what has been up for the last 25 years. But in the same avenue, I'm sad to see the wharf go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad to see, the river gone. I'm like I said, I'm a creature of habit, and I like things to stay the same,
right?
Just as much as I like to see them renewed. But
well, as corny as it sounds, it's not corny because it is. That's what the hobby brings to people is the togetherness and the, as you guys say, it's like it's your place, it's your happy place, and to have that, I guess that's what I was kind of hunting for, is to get to your feelings about seeing this. I mean, Mike, like you said, you were 4 or 5 days before you got there, and was it the same kind of thing? You just didn't want to see it, kind of thing. You were.
Well, yeah, the actual area of the fire was, was probably about 20 feet long at least. And, in the ceiling, all black and charred, all the joists in the bottom of the flooring and everything. But one thing that I didn't even think about was all of the trains that Ken had on his shelves or all on the layout. Everything had this black, oily deposit all over it from the styrofoam, burning and then floating through the air and then coming down and landing on stuff. That was all through his house. That black stuff.
Everything in I threw away all the dishes in the kitchen cabinets. There was no saving anything upstairs. The carpet,
the Christmas tree.
The Christmas tree is still up. The living room is still exactly the way it was the day of the fire because I haven't gotten into that part of the house yet. I'm doing this whole job myself. Some environmental company came in with a bid for almost $100,000 to clean this place.
Holy crap.
They were $12,000 just to clean the books in the basement. Oh, we're going to go through every book. We're going to open up every page. We're going to wipe them all down. We're going to put them through an ozone chamber. I'm like, screw that. We stick them up in the garage. If you take away the smell in them books, they'll have no more character. That's part of the character of the books now.
Okay, Ken. So don't answer any questions you don't want to answer. But who is the manufacturer of the locomotive? I'm just doing that. Just relax. But tell us,
fantastic locomotive, and that's not what caused it.
No, that
he actually told you what locomotive it was. If you rewind the tape,
I know. I was just if you Joshua explained to Ken half the bit of the podcast, it's just having fun.
But
we are having fun. We're having a blast.
Okay, all right. So I have another serious question for you.
I can go up and take down a Christmas tree now.
Yeah, I have another serious question for you.
What?
So for people that may end up in your situation, and I'm sure it will happen as the years go by, there'll be other model railroaders who unfortunately have some sort of a catastrophe. Like, how hard was it dealing with the insurance company saying that it started on a model railroad? Like,
oh, Jake at State Farm has been fabulous. That guy is freaking aces. I love him. In fact, they were offering more money to me than I wanted to take because I told them flat out, I've been with you since 86 and I'm not going to screw you over now. Those people are great. They are fabulous.
So you didn't have any they weren't giving you a hard time about it being a model railroad?
No. And I asked them that straight up. I said, if I'm a knucklehead and I started this fire by myself somehow, will I still be covered? And he said, yes, as long as it wasn't intentional. And okay, so that made me feel better to disclose everything to that guy. I didn't hide nothing. As soon as I figured out what caused it, he knew it. He said, do you want us to sue these companies and recover? I'm giving you the choice. And I told him, do not do that.
So did you have any kind of a special rider on your policy or anything that included a model railroad, or did you just have a basic house insurance policy?
No. And to be honest with you, with regards to that part of it, they covered me. There was really about $2,400 in hardcore items that got burnt. The headphones, a microphone that we had on the spray booth, the stuff in the immediate area of the spray booth, a tablet, the steam locomotive, the passenger train. They gave me the money for all those things. I already replaced the passenger train. I'm probably not going to replace the locomotive.
Okay, so people don't need to worry about having a special rider on their policy about having a model railroad or anything like that. Not in your experience, anyway.
No, but I'm not going to make them pay for all the trees and all these modules. I mean, the only trees that survived were those trees from that custom guy that sent us those trees. I can't remember the name of it now.
Well, you hear that a lot about getting an insurance policy to cover your model trains or whatever your hobby is. But I've always wondered, does your homeowner's insurance not just cover the things that are in your home?
Yeah, like I think the thing that we're very fortunate of is Ken is well known, and he has no problem talking to us and telling us the story. So I think whether you realize it or not, Ken, this is all very informative for everybody that's a fan and anybody that doesn't happen to watch your show. This is informative, and it's a backstory because I can't stop looking at this video. Like, holy moly! Like, this was a real honest to goodness 4-alarm blaze. Like, I can't even imagine what you were. Although I love what you said about when you went to use a fire extinguisher, please work. Like, yeah, no kidding.
That was a split second. That determined what I was going to have to do next. It was nothing but a process at the moment. At the moment of the moment, I was just doing what needed to be done, another type of process that I was dealt with.
Yeah, I get that.
And I did. I set up the fans. I started airing this house out. I had everything done before the fire department got here.
So were you guys, go ahead.
Well, so Ken, in the moment, and so I've watched that video a number of times. It's quite something. So you can see you come into the room and you're like, holy shit, and then you go and you grab the fire and you just like you are immediately in the act. Like, have you ever had to face a kind of catastrophe or a crisis like that before, or it was just like a human survival instinct? It's like, I'm gonna.
It was
like,
just
were you even aware of what you were doing?
It was a process. No, I was not. I didn't care about the air. I knew that I had to stay below that 15-inch level of black smoke. If you look at the video, the black was only 15 inches up. And everything else was clear down below. All that white stuff is fire extinguisher dust, which also circulated through the entire property.
Oh, yeah. What a mess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That gets everywhere.
But like, it had to be done. It's like, it had to be done.
Yeah,
you
as soon as the fire was out and you start hearing the sound of charred beams above your heads crackling, you know now it's time to grab a stick off the layout and start popping out the ceiling tiles as fast as you can. Doesn't matter what you break. It doesn't matter what you hit. The only thing that matters is that those beams are out.
Wow.
And they were out. You listen to me. I'm putting that fire out for 7 minutes. That second fire extinguisher was a great big one, and she had a lot of juice in her.
Dang.
I made this.
It's just one of those like fight or flight kind of moments for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean,
No, everything went good. The furnace was turned off because we shot a show. So none of that shit got inside the ducts, but I still took the entire furnace apart, cleaned everything in it. And I also ripped out all the ductwork and cleaned all of that around here. And I found 75-year-old dead rats.
Nice.
That's probably more information than we need to know.
No, it's fascinating. Actually, there's a lot of DNA in those ductworks.
Well, so people understand, Ken lives in a very nice neighborhood, and it overlooks the Mississippi River. Is that not correct?
Yes, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. How far down? How many feet is it down to the river from your backyard?
It's from my neighbor's hill. It's 250 feet. I'm 175 feet above the river.
Wow.
I know. Cool. I built a model of all of it one time.
Wow. And so this is, now let's just get to the one part too about, this was the foam. You feel the foam have accelerated the fire?
I'm not using foam anymore in my house.
Okay. But so foam is not good then.
If it was no foam, we would simply have had a nice little smell good campfire.
With
the
wood.
Foam caused the oil residue that got on everything upstairs, the toilet seats, the tile in the kitchen, the ceilings, the walls inside the cabinets. It's awful.
If you watch the last video, he shows a table full of his trains, and he actually goes up to a couple of the model trains that were on the top shelf, and you can still see the suet on top. And it's just, it's a big old layer. And I mean, it's going to take Dawn and a toothbrush.
You don't need to use foam. We can use plywood just fine. We can contour the plywood before we put it in place.
So foam is like, let's not do that.
I'm not letting that stuff in my house anymore. I've already been breathing the gas of the off-gassing as it stinks. I've always been dealing with foam shrinkage every 7 years. The gap gets bigger. So I'm sick of foam. It shrinks.
So Mike,
you can't put in switch machines. You can't put in railroad crossings. I don't like foam anymore. I'll only use it for outdoor dioramas.
Okay. So no more foam.
No.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
Stop the presses.
Yeah, I'm speechless.
Well, no, I mean, I started getting into model railroading and following Ken Patterson's build on YouTube, and foam was king. And it's a big.
All of my
now.
Tools that I use are geared towards foam, and there's going to be a bunch of tools that I will not be using anymore. The Stanley Shoreform planer, for example. I mean, it's my go-to tool.
Yeah.
And
so
the
Stanley Shoreform planer was like a household name whenever Ken used it.
Right? So are you going to go back to cardboard lattice and plaster of Paris and stuff? Is that?
I'm going to avoid situations where I need a lot of land like that.
Ah, okay.
Right.
And let me say this. There's a couple of things I want on a layout that I've never had. I want an old neighborhood built in the 1920s of old frame houses with big porches. I would like to have a car dealership of some type, like what Mike is doing. I would like to have a turntable. So what I'm going to do is take the things that I'd like to have and figure out how to connect them together down here.
So, well, that shouldn't be that hard.
Bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
What's on the list? What'd you say, Josh?
It's kind of like a bucket list for him. Everything that he wanted to model but hasn't been.
Yeah, I want a city again. I'm going to spend $15,000 building a 25-foot long city down here. It's going to be gorgeous.
So awesome. is this the silver lining? You wish it never happened, but if there's a silver lining, it's that you get to start over, kind of thing.
I don't know.
That's a tough question.
I don't want to have to do what I'm doing. I don't. I liked what I had just fine.
Let me tell you, as a spectator and someone that talks to him almost daily, and he shoots all kinds of ideas out there. You know, he's always been. You see this dark cherry wood everywhere here, and everything's designed so flawlessly. Now he wants to change it up. He wants to do light wood. He wants to do white accents.
Yes.
You know, he wants to, now that he has the opportunity, let's just change everything.
Yes.
You know,
there's a lot of things that State Farm didn't cover, like me tearing down all these shelves. But the reason I'm doing that is I'm going to redesign them. They were designed to hold G-scale engines. So you couldn't put a book on them to save your life. They weren't tall enough. They're going to be redesigned to how we use a studio down here. This great big podcast table that we've been using for 5 or 6 years, that's going to be eliminated. All the electronics.
You can't eliminate that. It's legendary. That would be like Johnny Carson getting rid of his desk.
All of the electronics and the equipment are going to be on their own independent cart that can be moved around anywhere on the property. We could shoot a show in the garage. I could shoot a show in the backyard. I could shoot a show any corner of the basement. It's have my soundboard right there. The tables will then be able to be changed. Anytime we want a different table, boom, we can slide a different one in place, depending upon the circumstances and how many people we got.
I'm going to go in a completely different direction and ask a different question, because I've been watching you three guys, and I've known you guys for years, but I've been watching you three guys. Like, what do you think is the bedrock of your three guys, your friendship? I mean, you've all met through model railroading. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, that was the like Mike, how did you meet Ken?
Well, through model railroading in the early and mid 90s. He had a few articles in a few of the magazines, and then I found out he lived in St. Louis. So Bob Schleicher put us in touch, actually. And so after that, just I don't know, we've hung with a lot of people that were into trains and into the hobby, so to speak, but we all have a mutual respect and admiration for each other's specific niche in the hobby. And we kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to brag, but all three of us think that we're pretty good, or at least the other two guys are good, you know? And I think that's a binding thing. We just really admire each other's work, and each one of us thinks the other one really gets it with track and rolling stock and everything. And I just always enjoy coming over here to see what else Ken's working on. And, you know, we used to come over to my house and hang out in the basement too, but then I got 3 loud dogs and 4 kids. And so I haven't turned a wheel in years on my layout, and it kind of doubles as a storage unit. But, anyway, that's the binding thing. I think just the mutual respect for each other's.
And you see that when you watch the show, Ken Patterson's What's Neat This Week, mm-hmm. and you see that you guys just seem to have this community respect for each other and admire each other. And Joshua, can you add to that, or?
We jive well.
I don't know. It's what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I felt.
Is your name Joshua?
I can feel what you're saying, but I don't know what word you attach to that.
Yeah, I don't know how long Josh has been hanging out with us, but he actually came here like 2 years earlier.
5 years earlier.
4
years. Yeah. So
came to tell the story.
I can tell this story real quick. So Lionel, I listened to your interview with Ken Patterson. I'm not quite sure what number that was, but Ken talks about stopping in the middle of the road on this bridge and taking one of his foam layout modules and putting it on the top of his car.
Microengineering bridge on a handrail.
and taking a picture of it, with the river in the picture.
That was on the 141 bridge.
Correct. So he explains this bridge, and I know of this bridge very well. So that led me to believe that he lives in St. Louis like me.
I lost 2 AccuRail boxcars to that river.
Yeah, they blew over in the wind as he was. But anyway, so listening to your show made me realize that Ken's in town. So I did a quick Google search, and his address is right there on Google. So I drove to the end of his driveway one Saturday, and I didn't have the cojones to drive down the driveway. And so I turned around and left. And then about 3 or 4 years later, I met a gentleman named Austin Allard through Facebook and going to all these meets and stuff. And we were talking about Ken, and he goes, I go over there all the time. So I said, well, next time you go over there, let me know and I'll go with you. So I went with him, and I came in and finally came down the driveway and came into the basement, and I'm walking around, and Ken and everybody else are doing stuff. And, my jaw is dragging on the floor. I'm taking all kinds of pictures. Oh my God, I'm at the Mecca, spot. And I'm about halfway through the basement, and I hear a tink, tink, tink.
Oh my God, you're going to tell that story?
I'm going to tell that story.
All right.
So I hear the tink, 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 and that's the universal sign for clearing out a marijuana one-hitter.
That's a one-hit.
And my ears perk up, and I look over, and I see him blowing out a hit of weed, and I go, oh my God. And I run to my car, and I grab a joint, and I run downstairs, and I'm standing right behind them, and their backs are to me, and I light the joint, and I take a hit, and then I stick it right in between them, and I go, hi, my name is Joshua Barton. and we've been best friends ever since.
I mean, that's how you do it, right?
Yeah, I brought party favors.
That's the best story in the world that nobody ever tells.
Look, okay, so I was a lone wolf in model railroading because I like to smoke marijuana. And it eases me, it calms me. I really can focus on whatever I'm doing in the modeling world. But I had to be a lone wolf because of all the stigmatisms around marijuana. And I've went to all kinds of clubs, and I've met, people that were nice, but they weren't my kind of nice people. And to come down here to somewhere where I've watched all kinds of videos, and I've grown as a model railroader from these people, and then I find out that they're like-minded like me. Well, that was a godsend. That changed my entire outlook on the hobby and friendship and a lot of that stuff.
Well, and the key to that is, like, I love you guys because I can kid with you guys, and I can say stuff, and you guys are so laid back and so welcoming. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to be there a couple of times, and it's basically the way you say, Joshua. It's very calming. It's very relaxing. I mean, Ken is Ken. I mean, the beauty of you is you got a unique personality, and you don't mind being Ken.
That's true. And
he's outright proud to be Ken.
Yeah,
pretty unapologetic about being Ken.
Exactly. Just like I'm unapologetic about being me.
Exactly. The same thing,
And I mean, that's kind of what you need. I am so glad, Ken. I mean, after watching this video, I mean, I'm telling everybody right now, if you have not seen this video, go to Ken Patterson on YouTube, and it's Ken Patterson What's Neat This Week, and go to about 36 minutes, and it'll blow your hair back. I didn't realize it was that much of a fire. It's like, oh my God, thank God you managed to put it out.
It was traumatizing for all of us on different levels.
Yeah, Daniel was here that night. He heard it on the scanner.
Yeah, Steve Mantilla and his wife Glenda as well.
He said that they had called 14 pieces of equipment to come over here. And then I heard the guy cancel it all out. So that's crazy.
So when the firemen got there, like, was the whole thing out, or were you still fighting with it?
Yeah. All they did was they had a piece of equipment that would look for hot spots. It was an infrared temperature picture, and they ran that around the room, and they said everything's cool. And then after they left, I found hot coals underneath I found more fire. Actually, there were some hot coals underneath this right here.
But Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not pretty much describes the center, the headquarters of What's Neat this week, a hotspot?
Well, I think some people would consider it that, but I'm modest, so I don't.
Mike, you're so good.
I love it when Mike says, when Mike first told the story about going to a hobby shop and people recognized him from the podcast. I mean, that must happen even more now. Like if you go to the St. Louis RPM, you probably can't walk 3 feet without people wanting to talk to you.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a burden we deal with, though.
Yeah,
It's the cross they bear.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
I think most of the people know that we're doing a job, so nobody bothers me. Plus, I'm walking fast and look straight ahead, and I ignore everybody.
But he's working on that. And in the last, I must say, okay, since I met Ken, and now he's a different person towards people because, a lot of times, and if I hadn't have done that, he would have probably ignored me for the first 10 or 12 times I was here in the basement.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have known who the fuck you were unless you showed me a model.
Because he has tunnel vision, especially, an hour before the podcast. He is focused in his head and playing out all the variables about the podcast. And the same thing at the RPMs. He has tunnel vision and he's focused on his job and his job alone.
It's really intense. It's so intense.
But the last couple of years, we make a point to stop and talk to people. And I have to kind of shake him to get him out of that whole tunnel vision thing to be able to talk to some of our fans because that's what they want. They know all about us, and we have the other side of the coin because we don't know anything about them. So it's intimidating sometimes when someone walks up to you, you have no clue who they are, but they know all about you and all about your modeling and all about, your life. And you only have a few minutes to get stuff out from them. And that's what I enjoy about that because they tell us about themselves. I wish I could spend time with more people talking with them, but unfortunately the RPM is only 2 days and it takes us most of both of those days to do the 14 to 18 interviews and get all the shots. And, we walk through there 3 or 4 times and decide who we're going to talk to, who we're going to interview, what's the newest and greatest thing that's coming out, and we have kind of a responsibility to the people that watch our RPM show to check out all the new stuff and to show it. And that's kind of a big burden sometimes for us.
So, fortunately, nobody's listening. Who's the one person you hate talking to?
Ken Patterson. Ken Patterson.
Ken Patterson. See, now I never had that experience because Ken's always been incredibly friendly with me and very. We've always got along so great. So it's like
you're always like a comedian. I would see you at the NMRA shows, and this is after your Kalmbach stint, and you were just happy-go-lucky, friendly. And I would be walking around the show in 2016. Or 15 or wherever the NMRA show was, you'd be there. And if I had a camera, boy, did you have a routine. All of a sudden, I can't remember specifically, but there was an interview that we did with Joe Fugate and you started your antics and I don't know what you did to the microphone. You stuck it in your ear. You come across on video as somebody that is fun. You don't take life too seriously.
He is fun.
And that's what.
Hey, Lionel.
Yeah, David.
Do we have time for a quick David story?
Sure, that'd be great. Is this in any way related to what we're doing tonight?
This will be a long show.
Exactly related to it.
Okay. We got a David. We got a fan story here for you.
Go.
So this kind of lines up with Josh's first encounter of going to Ken's house. So the first time that the What's Neat This Week crew went to Train Fest, that was also a year that I was there, and I was going with a model railroad friend of mine, and I knew Ken was going to be there, so I went through my magazine collection and grabbed some mainline modeler issues that he was on the cover of, and some rail model journals, and I had it in my head that he was going to, I was going to meet him, and I was going to have him autograph them, and actually finally meet Ken Patterson. So we're at Train Fest. I'm bumming around and looking stuff, and I see where the stage is at, and then they were all getting ready for the show, and I was maybe about 30, 40 feet away from Ken, and I locked eyes with him, and I was about ready to walk over, but then I chickened out. But the thing that caught me off guard was he's a lot shorter in person than I realized, and it just kind of threw me off for a minute. So then I chickened out, and I never walked over to say hello.
No, we'll say hello now.
Did we already take care of that at the beginning of the show?
No.
Yeah, we did.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish you would have said hello.
I wish I did
I
too.
don't bite. I don't.
Well, next time, David, stop and say hello and get a selfie.
Yeah, the
I
best way the bird that screams the loudest gets the worm. That's how it's got to be. You could have came to my house 3 or 4 times, and I wouldn't even have seen you. James Regier came here 3 times. I never even seen him before. And all of a sudden, he puts an airplane on the table where the propeller started up properly, the way it would start up on an airplane. And I was like, "Who are you?"
That's a classic episode.
I remember Campbell Rice came over here. He was relatively, I don't want to say nervous, but I could tell he was nervous. And I'm like, "Who are you?" I actually said, "Who are you?" Campbell Rice. I said, "Well, just give me a minute. Who are you? Give me the minute of who you are." And he spit it out, and he got about 30 seconds into it. I said, "Stop." I said, "You're perfect." Because what came out of his mouth, I realized this guy knew what the hell he was talking about. You know what I mean? I just need the information. I need the facts to make a decision. Okay, that's a whole nother subject. I want to talk about something else. When we go to RPM meets, one thing we've tried to do more in the last 2 years, 3 years maybe, is to bring in some of the mom and pops, the undiscovered people out there that have got a great idea. The problem with that is this business doesn't support itself. This business is fully supported by advertising. We need it or I cannot do it. Okay. So to try to bring in and cultivate the mom and pops is difficult, but because what we've discovered is this little thing we've created is a machine. And a mom and pop will advertise their product on our show and pay their price. And all of a sudden, 2 months later, I don't hear from them and they're not advertising anymore because maybe, for example, Midwest might have called them up and gave them a $12,000 order. And another distributor that said, "Oh my God, that's a great idea. I want $6,000 worth of them." And then these little companies that are enjoying $500 to $750 a month. And I own a business. They're choked. They can't. So we've got to work with the companies that have pallets of product so that when we talk about their stuff, we can sell their stuff and they can keep up. That is something that we've discovered in the last few years, and it's really becoming awkward because I can't figure out how to work it.
But I'm assuming Mike and Joshua, you guys get a piece of this action, right?
Oh yeah, more zeros.
Lots of zeros.
Mhm.
But isn't that the beauty of it, though? You just say, you two guys just love being there. Period. End of sentence. That's the payment you guys get, is you just love being part of the whole process.
And now, with Ken being in the basement all the time and trying to go through everything and rebuild everything, he's not planning on really going anywhere. So
I never go anywhere.
Mike and I are starting to do our due diligence, and we're getting models of railroads to go see. We saw a gentleman a month or 2 ago named Daryl Hatterline, and he has an amazing layout that's all fall. And we're going to edit the video, and that'll be in the June What's Neat at Model Railroad Hobbyist.
If anybody out there can videotape and edit video and can shoot layouts, I pay $15 a minute.
So, but, here Mike and I are setting up a little jaunt to Springfield, Missouri, and then Branson. And I'm trying to get with the Branson Scenic Railway. They have I think it's a PA engine, and they pull 10 cars 30-something miles into Arkansas and then back it up. And it's a dinner train, and it's really neat. And it starts right in downtown Branson.
Written on that one.
Yeah, and it's a nice, they have a lot of nice cars. So I'm talking with the general manager, and I'd like to be able to ride in the engine and interview the engineer and the general manager about that. And then we're also going to try and hit some people's model railroads and maybe a model railroad club or two. And that'll be enough footage for a few more shows. And that way Ken can be here in the basement and dealing with all this stuff, building the new layout.
Right.
And all he has to do is help me edit.
We got Ed Dickens coming back to town in July.
Correct.
We can score an interview.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I would love to get Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart, I love you. I want to interview you, Rod.
He doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Oh, Rod, just come hang out. I'm from England.
All right. Joshua, I got a favor to ask you. This is huge.
Go on.
This is huge, buddy. This has been really interesting. But now I think we're just about to enter into another interesting part about what's the future of the show and what you guys are going to do and how we're going to rebuild this layout and everything. So I think we should do another show, a companion piece to this show. Do you think you can wrangle these guys next Wednesday?
Well, let's just cut this one and start recording the second one tonight.
Well, I would do that, but I'm not sure my associates would do that.
I would have to check my schedule. And
let me ask my associates, who's in for doing a second one? Nobody.
Okay, well then, so let's get a new team of people on your side.
yeah. Apparently they don't have as much. Apparently they don't have as much love for me as you guys do for Ken. That's not true. It's later here.
It's a love fest.
Yeah, it's a love. You guys are exhausting. Do you think we could do this again in a week?
You talked about intense.
Yeah,
this is intense.
Yeah, I think we can keep going.
It was awfully smooth on this end. Now that we got all this electric.
Yeah, it sure looks smooth.
Yeah, it looks good now.
Keep all the wires just like this until.
So should we do it like another in 7 days at the same time, same bat channel?
I think so. Let me text you tomorrow just to make sure. But
okay.
I think we can do that.
Do you guys have to have?
We do a show and not talk about the fire?
Well, we're going to talk about the future. No, we have to. There'll be fire. There'll be fire questions because it's my show and I get to ask whatever questions I want.
Okay. Hey, Lionel, would they be?
But you don't have to answer them. Remember?
Yeah, David, what were you going to say?
Would they be rapid fire questions?
Rapid fire. Oh, I get it. That was
Give
like
me
a play on one. Yeah, exactly. And by the way, Ken, when I publish this show, I charge $30 a minute that you'll have to pay me in cash or cashier's check.
Hold on, I got a bunch of those Lionel string poker chips. Those things
why haven't I been on the show again? Why have I been exiled from the show?
You haven't been.
You guys haven't asked me in like 2 years.
I've seen you on Facebook making posts hardly ever.
So right now you need to be in the building to be on the show.
Yeah, I think they had a fire or something.
Yeah, there was some kind of incident. We're not quite sure.
That, and I'm not sure Ken has laid in a heavy enough supply of weed to be able to survive that.
What? You just go down the street.
Yeah, that's right down the street.
There's like 5.
You're being pretty brave, Daniel, on your last show.
I hope
it's the last one. I might as well.
I hope you're able to record it. Yeah.
Say goodnight, Clarence.
Yeah, okay. I have questions for both Mike and Joshua and everybody about modeling and all that stuff. So let's try to do this again a week from now.
All right.
Okay.
That sounds great.
All right.
Oh, so now, oh my God, I can't believe we're going to do this. This is going to be hard. Marcus, can you give out our email address?
That's tough, but I think I got it. If you'd like to send us an email, you can do it by sending us an email at modelerslife@gmail.com. That's modeler with 1 L like Daniel's fired, not 2 L's like Model Railroad Hobbyist.
Okay, I can accept that.
It? Model Railroad Hobbyist?
That's okay.
Is there an L in hobbyist?
Model Railroad.
Hobbyist. Okay.
Yeah, there's your 2.
Yeah, that wasn't the question I asked. I asked if there's an L in hobbyist.
No, there's not.
No L's in hobbyist. No, this wasn't a 3 or 4 L episode.
And if you didn't catch that email address, if you go to our website, amodelerslife.com, and just scroll down a little bit, there's a widget there, and all you get to do is fill in your text and your title and hit send, and boom, the email goes right to our mailbox, and then we'll answer it on the air. And tell us how much.
You don't have to worry about the number of L's if you do it that way.
You don't have to worry about L's or nothing. And tell us how much you loved listening to Ken and the boys. And then if you like this podcast and you'd like twice as much podcasting a week for just a few cents a day, you can join our Patreon channel. And then you get like even better. That's what our next podcast with these guys is going to be. It's going to be a little more in depth, a little more philosophical. Philosophical. There's an L in philosophical.
No, we won't be able to have the cameras on for that one.
No. Yeah.
So, Lionel, I have a question. So, is this going to be on the sponsored channel? Should we mention the?
Yeah, we have a sponsor. Yeah, well, this I think, in fairness, Thomas and Ryan will be understanding that I did a shitty job of promoting our sponsor on this show, because these guys are Ken is he's high test. You're high test, Ken.
There was a lot going on here.
High octane, yeah.
High octane. And so, anyways, we have a sponsor, Ken, and it's White Rose Hobbies in York, Pennsylvania. And their URL is, what's that?
White Rose
Hobbies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, White Rose Hobbies, and they're in York, Pennsylvania. I'm sure you've heard of them, Mike, and you probably order stuff from them all the time, correct?
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Right.
And they're in York, Pennsylvania.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, and they're at 4401 Market Street, just down the road from the Ben Franklin RV Park.
Okay.
And they have all kinds of really cool stuff. That's whiterosehobbies.com. We love those guys. They're fun guys. It's owned by two fellas, Ryan and Thomas. And Ryan, also, they both together own Bethlehem Car Works. And they're building a really cool model of the Flying Yankee. Why, Ken, do I not see you more often at the Springfield Hobby Show in January?
I haven't gone to any shows.
That wasn't the question.
I really need to. We need to have a trade show booth set up at all.
No, you guys should be going to the Springfield Train Show in January.
He can't leave Missouri.
That's Springfield, Massachusetts.
Well,
right?
yeah, but you guys can
In
leave
January.
But can't you guys leave Missouri and do that whole thing where you say you're going to travel around and help?
Yeah, and now,
Well,
yes.
that's another thing. You guys saw us go up to
Milwaukee. Right.
I mean, they paid us $7,000 to do that. They had to pay the gas, the expenses, the hotel, the food, the lodging. It's a situation where, we're not a rock band. We don't get $500,000 to go play at Anheuser-Busch.
The reason I don't go up there is just the time of year it is. We like to drive everywhere, my wife and I. And it's just a terrible time of year to try and plan anything.
Yeah, we got snowed in this year.
Yeah, and you would have loved it this year, because I left on Saturday night because there was so much snow coming.
Yeah.
We just need a bigger budget so we can do the trade show stuff.
Oh, come on. You're probably making like $100,000 a show.
This is a starting. This is the starting endeavor.
Come on. You're probably making about $200,000 a show.
Take about 5 or 6.
Lionel pays us well to go.
Yeah.
We're rolling in it.
Yeah.
Pay some of us not to go.
Yeah, pay some of you not to go. So,
Rolling
all right.
in what? I didn't
yeah, and then if you join our Patreon channel and you move to the T-shirt level, this would be right up your alley, Joshua. You enter the game that's sweeping the globe called "Hey Dude, Where's My Shirt?" Because if you move to the T-shirt level, every year you get a T-shirt and stickers and other swag, and it's only available to Patreon members. And only problem is the guy that's in charge of sending out the T-shirts is useless.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, it's great.
Quite a deal.
Yeah, that's quite an advantage. More
Okay.
than-
Joshua, I think we better let you handle the end part.
Okay.
He's so good.
Yeah. I think we could be here for weeks if we let Ken do it. So at the end of the show, Joshua, we're going to need you to say something clever and witty.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go on.
So if you just follow along, you'll know when your cue is, and that's when you come up with something clever and witty.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay. So remember, a Modeler's Life podcast is considered marginally adequate by 6 out of 10
Pastry chefs.
It's another Lincoln Homer.
That's actually not. That's
Pretty good.
That's not bad. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think we've had anything like that before.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's the first pastry chef we had. I'm turning the recorder off now.